This movie is stacked with good actors. You got Michael Fassbender, Rebecca Ferguson, Charlotte Gainsbourg, J.K. Simmons, Chloe Sevigny, and Val fucking Kilmer. With this much talent, there's no way it could suck. Right? Well... yeah. The Snowman! Rapid fire review. The plot. Michael Fassbender is a super detective that forces himself into an investigation to find a serial killer that likes to build dwarf-sized snowmen and then murder people. And shit gets... Michael Fassbender. Poor Michael. Poor guy. I think when he signed up for this movie, I'm not sure he knew what he was getting into. Apparently he's a super detective. He's an alcoholic, he's kind of a loser. They don't really establish why. There's just no character set up for him. And when you don't know why he's acting the way he is, he's just not interesting at all. He did the best he could, but it doesn't make the movie any better. You can't polish a turd with a Fassbender performance. Rebecca Ferguson. So she's investigating this case and investigating this serial killer when Michael Fassbender decides just to intrude. And she's like, okay, no explanation. Her character is established a little bit later in the movie, but I feel like that was just added in. They try to make this case more personal to her, but I feel like it's just way too late. The setup for her character's arc is just awful. She really tries to do a good job. She puts in the effort, but the shittiness of this movie was just way too overwhelming. She couldn't handle it. It's almost like the actual serial killer in this movie was the movie. I want to take a minute to talk about Val Kilmer. So, I believe while he was filming this movie, he had cancer. And he is clearly sick. He does not look good. I don't know if he had something up with his voice, but what they ended up doing was they dubbed over all of his acting with a different guy's voice. A guy that doesn't sound like Val Kilmer. And it was hard to watch. What are you doing? Overall, this movie is really bad. The character setup is horrible. The story is not interesting. I could say it's boring. The mystery of the movie is not very hard to figure out. I guessed who the killer was pretty early in the movie. But they still tried to trick you into thinking who the killer is by having actors stare at each other for long periods of time. It didn't work. As far as the rest of the movie goes, I think it's possible that it might be a joke. Don't see it. Ever. Garbage. Rapid fire review. Subscribe!